All right, let's talk about how to buy stocks in crypto at the right time. So we'll talk about trend trading and we'll talk about pullback trading. So both are going to be great ways in order to make some profit, both used in different scenarios. And we'll talk about pullback trading first. So pullback trading is going to be when you're buying at an area below where current price already is. So if price is going in an uptrend, you can just wait for price to come back down, buy it again, and take it back up. Okay, this way you could catch an even bigger trade, catch larger profits, and you might even be able to sit on your trade with a lot more safety too, due to the fact that price already dipped. And we know that the stock market and crypto markets are markets where people want to go ahead and hold and gain APY per year. That stands for annual percentage yield. So people are trying to gain APY on their money. I know I definitely am, by holding in something that has value, whether it be in a cryptocurrency that has value or a stock that has value. Okay, so you invest in the future, buy at certain lows, and let's go ahead and let's talk about how we can identify certain lows and how we can buy at these certain areas. So let's go. So first thing we're going to go ahead and have to do is hop on our higher time frames. Higher time frames are going to be important. We got to see everything. We cannot be tunnel vision on the smaller time frames. Okay, if you're on the minute time frame, you might see a downtrend, but then whole time when you're on the daily time frame or weekly, you'll see the trade going up in an upwards direction month after month, week after week, year after year. So make sure you're on your higher time frames, doing your analysis before you scale down. You can use your smaller time frames, but you can really just use them in order to get in at your entry. Okay, so you can use like your 1 minute to get in at your entry, but all your analysis for the most part should come from these two key time frames. They should come from the daily, and they should come from the 4 hour. Daily and the 4 hour are going to be your two time frames that you're going to have to use in order to catch some profitable trades. You got to see the real trend. So the daily is going to come in play, and then the 4 hour time frame is going to be used in order to show you any candlesticks that you can't see on the daily. Okay, due to the fact that stock market is only Monday through Friday. So sometimes extending trading hours is going to have to come into play. So your 4 hour is going to show you certain candlesticks that you might not be able to see using only the daily candlesticks. Okay, so that's your 4 hours going to have to come into play. And then you could scale down to your 30 to 30 minute as well. Okay, personally, I like to go down to that after my 4 hour too, just to verify my entry on an even smaller time frame. Make sure everything correlates, make sure it all lines up before I get in a trade. I'm not going to risk my bread doing anything on the block. I'm going to make sure that playing structured trades that have logistical planning behind them. Okay, one of them making sure we're making some bread in the markets, not wasting money that we've worked hard for. Okay, so buying pullbacks are going to be extremely important. Stop buying at all-time highs. Okay, don't hop on Twitter, don't hop on Instagram, YouTube, or anywhere and see hype being talked about. Okay, a lot of people are just now buying in Nvidia, for example, and a lot of times by the time things are being posted, stuff is probably already at all-time highs. Okay, by the time media gets things, it's already too late for the most part. So here's how to identify real dips. So one, use your daily time frame and see where current price is at in the first place. Okay, current price is at all-time highs, you have to wait for a pullback. Okay, don't buy at all-time highs, because one, think of it logically. People got in way over here to the left. Okay, some people have been holding these trades for years, way over here. Okay, they're gonna sell eventually. So anytime price makes an area of resistance and falls in a downwards direction, all it is people taking their bread off the market. Okay, nobody's about to sit and hold for an unlimited period of time. Once people are up some profits, 1000% plus, okay, people are going to be like, you know what, these are some great gains. Let me go ahead and take some money on off. Okay, especially when they've been holding for a few years, definitely down to go ahead and get paid. Okay, it's a lot of money increase within these past couple of years. Okay, if you've held Nvidia for 5 years, for example, could have got in at around $50 a share. Okay, and price today is at $252 a share. Okay, so that's almost a 4x of your money. Okay, so you can put your money in a shares calculator too to go ahead and check everything out and see the actual percentage yield you would have gone ahead and returned based off of that. Okay, so prices at all-time highs. Don't buy at all-time highs. Wait for price to pull back. Okay, so you're going to be looking for two things on a pullback. You're going to be looking at an area of support to be touched again. Okay, price can either mirror supports, okay, the same support area that it bounced off of another time, or it's going to go ahead, bounce down, and try and turn an area of resistance below current price into support. Okay. And that's primarily where your pullback areas are going to come from. It's either going to be an area of support below current price or an area of resistance below current price that you see on your 4-hour or daily time frames. Okay. So my daily time frame, I can see where all-time highs. Let me go ahead and put a line here at the top of all-time highs resistance. Let me get on my 4-hour time frame, zoom out. Okay. And let's go ahead and identify how we can find the best levels here. So stocks is going to be a bit different. I'm going to go to my indicators here. Turn on that market open marker indicator here, the one by Charmeager. Okay, then from here, I can get on my 30-minute time frame. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at areas in between these green shaded boxes. This is going to be for stock market. Okay, cryptocurrency is going to be a little bit of a different analysis, but for stocks, this is how it's going to go. Look at these green shaded areas. I'm going to go ahead and put lines at the 9:30 a.m. areas. Okay, so it's showing when market opens. Market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, hence it's why it's called the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, everything is based off of Eastern time. New York is in Eastern time. So I'm going to look below current price. Okay, current price right now is going to be 253. So I'm going to look at 9:30 levels below current price, expecting price to go down to these levels and give me a bounce back up. Okay, so let's go and let's mark some levels. So let's jump into it. So I'm going to stay on my 30-minute time frame, and I'm going to look below current price at certain levels that I'm going to be paying attention to. Okay, so I have a 9:30 level right here too. Boom. Okay. And just check the direction and the flow of where the chart is going. Okay. If you can't tell which way the direction is going from the candlestick, then you feel free to hop down to something like your 15-minute time frame, where you can see things a little bit more cordially. Okay. So let's say I delete everything here. Okay. Price is at 253. I look below current price. Okay. Have this area of support right here. And that matches this area of support over here. Okay, so we know that this could be a potential area right here. Now I'm going to keep looking at areas below current price. Have this area of support down here. Area of support down here. And even down here. Okay, as you can see, some of these areas are going to line up with each other. Okay, the more areas that you see line up with each other, the more probable that area is going to be tapped again, inshallah. Okay, so use your past information as data. So we have this area down here too. So, and you can even go down to your 5-minute too to see things just a little bit closer, just to verify that these 9:30 levels are exactly what you're looking at. Okay. Nice, so right here, up here, okay, very, very clean. We're going to put a line down here. Looking below current price here. Have an area of resistance right here. And area of support down here. Then I can go to my 4-hour time frame, and I can wait for price to pull back to any of these levels. Okay. So if I see price pull back to any of these levels, I can be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and trust that price wants to potentially give me a retest off of any of these areas here. Okay. These are all 9:30 areas here that are going to be extremely just key levels here. 9:30 levels are going to be important because it's when market opens. Okay, when the market opens, everyone's excited. There's going to be a large rush, and that's going to be the time where the most orders are going to be in place. So Eastern traders are trading, okay, or American traders in general, and European traders are both trading in the same session. Okay, so a lot of the time the volume is going to be extremely high. Okay, so if we put up London session, that's going to include New York session during this time. So for stocks, that's going to be an easy trick in order to find the cleanest areas of support and resistance or to identify where you want price to pull back. So if price pulls back to any of these levels, okay, and personally, I like to wait for a 4-hour close. Okay, so 4-hour close is going to mean I'm never going to really take the first wick like this, how price tapped the black line and then went up. I don't normally take the first wick. I'll take something like this, the second wick or the second candlestick with a wick above where my zone is. This way I know that price truly wants to reverse in an upwards direction, potentially, inshallah. Okay, but if you take the first wick, you can easily just get destroyed. You can get pulled back on, and then you can be upset and be like, you know what, dang, I shouldn't have taken that trade. You know, I didn't know if it was ready, and you don't want to be getting pulled back on for no reason. Okay, so take your time, let the trade verify itself, and catch the whole sweep in upwards direction. Okay, so let's go over another example here. And this works for all stocks, all popular stocks. And we'll talk about a trend trading example here. Okay. So when you're trading with the trend too, it's going to be a lot of volume. What volume is going to be? It's going to be the amount of people trading. Okay. So when there's a lot of people trading, your trading should happen in a quick direction. Okay. Because everyone's expecting price to go in the direction in which your trade is planned in. Okay. So let's do it. So if I got on my 5-minute time frame here, I got on my market open marker. I'm gonna look above current price. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this area of support here. Okay. Okay, just so we have this area here as data. I got this area up here. It's gonna represent some resistance. Okay. Or I could do the support area right here. Breakout area in between, very clean. Okay. We have this area up here that matches with this area. Okay, so as you can see, one area of resistance right here matches with another area of 930 resistance here. Okay, the more taps, the better. Okay, more taps, the better. And as you can see, we have a tap here from previous levels. So we know that these levels are going to be probable. A lot of levels here working out extremely nice. I'm going to go ahead and put a line here at this area of resistance. So you can see price went in a downwards direction. Okay, so that's why I put it at the top, signaling where the resistance is. Another candlestick wicking off of previous data. Okay, so the more data that we see, the more probable we know the trade's going to be, inshallah. So up here, resistance as well too. We got right here an area of support. Okay, because we know price is going in upwards flow here, and then price bounced off the area of support again. Okay, so take your time when you're reading the chart. You can do this on your 5-minute time frame too. Okay, it's easy to read. This area of resistance kind of close right here. Yep. And then if you run out of candlesticks, or if you don't have premium data, then you could go back and do like the 15-minute stuff like that. But I know not everyone has that, so yeah, just read your higher time frames as best you can. And then, yeah, waiting for price to pull back to these zones here. I'm going to put this area here. Yeah, so these are going to be just very clean areas that I'm going to be relying on. As you can see, the more taps that we have, especially on past lines, the better. Okay, another tap right here. Another tap right here. Okay, so you can see all these taps are reacting off of each other. Once you do these levels once, you're going to be good. You don't have to continue to do them all over again. Okay, they're going to be here for you. Okay, and you can just update them as price decides to go ahead and continue in an upwards or downwards direction. Okay, so right here. And as you can see, another area of resistance being reacted off of right here. Okay, so after you do all your levels like that, you can go back to current price, go back to your higher time frames, and you can check everything out. Okay, so say I'm on Amazon here. Okay, I can either wait for price to get above, let's say this black line here. Okay, I could wait for price to break and retest and take it up to this area here. Okay, take this as first take profit, and then I could take up here as the second one. Okay, if I wanted to. Okay, so you can be very flexible once you have your levels down. Okay, even if price decides to come down, give me a pullback off of here, that'd be fine. Okay, or even if price goes up and gives me a pullback at this level, that'd be valid. Okay, so even if price gets above these black lines and gives you a pullback, that's going to be valid. So whether you pay the head break and retest or wait for price to pull even back further, okay, it's going to be just up to you depending on the market. And once you have your levels down, you're going to be good. You're going to have your information. You're going to know what to do, and you're not going to be panicking. Okay, so I also have this strong area right here too. This is the 30. Yep. But then you could check your 4-hour time frame too. Just scan it all. Make sure everything makes sense. Okay, so I can see. Yep. So I can see, okay, price wants to potentially come back to these levels here. If I see price give me a 4-hour close above or below these levels, and I'm going to be like, okay, these are going to be some clean levels. Okay, so let's go over another example here. So we'll do Google. Or actually, you know what? We'll do Tesla. Okay, big stock. I know a lot of people like to invest in that. Let's do it. So starting off on my daily time frame here, it's going to give you my bird's eye view for absolutely everything. Okay, it's going to help me see what I need to see. Okay, it's going to help me put everything into a global perspective. So when it comes to the global stock market and cryptocurrency, I know that price is trying to go in an upwards direction. Okay, due to the fact that companies aren't putting in hard work for their stock to not go up in value. Okay, there's dividends and company owners get paid more depending on their share status. Okay, so billionaires and stuff like that. It's not $1 billion in a bank account. There's not bank accounts that can really hold like hundreds of millions of dollars and stuff like that. So a lot of the time it comes from a person's company share value is what makes them a billionaire. Okay, so not the pure fiat cash value. So knowing that, we know that the value of certain currencies are trying to go up, whether it be a cryptocurrency or a stock, okay? Like Tesla. It's always trying to innovate, always trying to get better, and always trying to improve with these things down here called financial earnings. Financial earnings are letting you know if a company is profitable or not. And if a company is beating these, like slamming these year after year, month after month, making bread, you know it's going to be a good company. Okay, sometimes Tesla beats earnings and sometimes it misses it. It can be inconsistent, but then you'll take a company like Nvidia, for example, that consistently beats earnings over and over again. Okay. So I'm not saying things that don't beat earnings consistently are going to be bad investments, just they can have more fluctuations due to the fact that the earnings are going to be negative sometimes. So still, same logic stands. Price is trying to hunt the area of resistance above current price. Okay. So we know it's trying to hit this all-time highs here because it's trying to make some new all-time highs. This price is trying to keep going. It's not trying to stay in the same place. Okay, it's just like real life. So you can see from 2018, shares were $20 a share. Now they're $434 a share. Okay. Yeah, many millionaires were made by just buying and holding. Okay, so all it takes is just a couple of years of buying and holding. M's will be made. Okay, but just like the plays I've been really just researching and really just planning yourself in the future, we have opportunities over and over again. Okay, during this Tesla time, you know, Apple coming out with AirPods, Face ID and stuff like that, 2016, 2013, a lot of millionaires made there. Okay, there's always going to be an opportunity. There's going to be a lot of new AI companies, inshallah, hitting the stock market soon. Okay, so any good AI companies hitting the stock market will definitely go ahead and be a good play. Okay, so investing in the future, depending on whenever you're watching this, is going to go ahead and be important. Just keep investing into the future. Whatever time period you're in, invest into the future. Okay, as of 2025, cryptocurrency and AI are two things that's really innovating anything forward. So Nvidia, for example, has been going in a very bullish standpoint due to the fact that AI chips are produced from it. Okay, so anything AI related as of like 2025, it's going to be extremely popular. Okay, so cryptocurrency is also going to be something that's popular too. So brokers like Robinhood, okay, as of 2025 has able to shot up, okay, within a pretty instantaneous standpoint. So due to the fact that people know that it's a great company, okay, people need it in order to trade, okay, and it's very, very user friendly. Okay, so people invested into the future and make some money with the share. So we know that price is trying to always hunt new resistances and break out from those resistances. Okay, you can see even see this resistance right here. Go to my 4 hour. You can see right here. Price created an area of resistance right here. And as you can see, resistance got broken and turned into support right here. Amazing break and retest. And then price decided to go up in this upwards direction. Okay, we filled this area of resistance up here. Okay. And we're trying to fill this area of resistance into this area of resistance all the way up here. Okay, extremely, extremely nice. And we see which way price wants to head. All the way up here to all-time highs. So here's how to trade pullback levels, even if price is all the way up here. So same thing I would do, just like before. I could go to my 5-minute time frame, and I can go back as far as I possibly can. So on the 5-minute time frame, I'm gonna go all the way back. I'm gonna start placing out levels below current price. So my current price is currently 436.32. Okay, 436.32. We look below current price, mark this area of support. Why? Because it's below current price. Same thing right here. Mark this area of support because it's below current price. So I'm going to stay on the 5-minute time frame. Keep marking areas of resistance. Okay, area of resistance right here too. I'm going to keep marking areas of resistance or support. Okay, depending on the direction of the candlestick. Okay, so if I see price going in a downwards direction after the 930 candlestick, then I can assume that the top of the candlestick is going to be where the level started. Okay, so put it where the level started. As you can see, you're going to have correlations. One tap right here where price decides to fall downward, and a whole another tap right here. Okay, so price a lot of times will mirror itself too. That's what makes trading simple. Okay, have your levels marked out, and you're the only thing that can self-sabotage anything. Okay, everything's already done for you. So look, the resistance here was created, did it again a couple of days later. Okay, it's double resistance mirror. Okay, and as you can see, price got broken, turned into support, and then price filled up to the next area up here. Okay, that's a 4-point trade. 4-point trade is very nice money on. Okay, especially on Tesla. It's crazy money. Okay, it's times on Tesla I've been in a trade for like 2 minutes, like 3 figures, and just instantly closed. Okay, and just stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, especially my early days. So yeah, Tesla, it can be wild. But when you start playing it logically, like I was just playing like a fool, okay, when you actually play it how it's supposed to be played with levels and just all your analytics down, it's going to be lethal. Okay, it's a great way to make some just profit. So these day trades, especially when you have all these levels down, it's going to be really clean. So right here, we have this area of resistance. And just go as far as you can with the 5-minute time frame here. Down here, key area of support. It's literally going to give us the best levels here. Okay, the key levels that we got to be paying attention to. Okay, and then price decided to go in an upward direction here. Price created resistance here, fell down. Price created support down here, went up. Resistance right here. Another support down here. Support or not resistance, not support. Price went up. And then breakout in between that level 2. Really nice level there. 930 support right here. Price went upward direction, so bottom of the candlestick. And we have another high up here. even over here, area of resistance. So the more levels we have filling in the space is going to be just the better. Okay, bottom right here. Okay, and then I'm going to have this area right here too, where price decides to go in the downwards direction. And then down here. Yep, this area right here. Okay, and then let me go ahead and mark this area right here too. So let's just say I did all these levels, for example, and go to my 4 hour, check everything out here. Okay, so I can know that, okay, if price pulls back to any of these levels here, okay, I could potentially go ahead and take a day trade. Okay, so even if price decides to give you some break and retest, okay, you can also take trades based on that too. Okay, so either that or wait for price to just pull back to these levels simply. Once again, all-time highs all the way up there. So you can just wait for price to pull back to any of these levels, give you a 4 hour close, and then go ahead and take your trade. Okay, in between here, this whole gray space, I would just go on like your higher time frames, go to the left. Since the price action is too old, even on 30-minute, it can be too old if you're not a premium user, and just put it down the best levels you can. So I have the top of the resistance here from the 30. Top of the resistance here from the 30. Okay, which lines up with this one. Okay, got the bottom right here. Price went in upwards direction. 930. 930 resistance up here. 930 support. Not resistance, actually. Price support right here. There we go. And a lot of these levels, once again, are going to correlate for sure. Okay. There we go. So then from there, after you have all your key levels down, okay, you have all your information. So even if market decides to go in a bear market, okay, if you see a sweep from any of these levels below current price, okay, then you know, like, you know what, this is actually going to be a pretty decent buy area. Let me go ahead and take my chances. Okay, you can check out your levels too on your 30-minute time frame. Okay, just make sure everything looks how it's supposed to. But if price goes down, gives you a 4 hour close from one of these sweep areas, then go ahead and take the trade and show up. Okay, let's go over some crypto examples. So crypto is going to pretty much be the same for the most part. Only thing on crypto is that you can't do the 930 strategy. For the most part, you have to primarily just use your daily in your 4 hour time frame, which is still going to be extremely strong. But yeah, let's go and let's cover it. So we'll cover Bitcoin first, for example. So Bitcoin. Okay, if I wanted to read Bitcoin, start off on my daily time frame, just like I always would. I'm going to be putting a line at all-time highs because I know people wanted to break all-time highs in order for price in order to progress in a bullish scenario. Okay, so think of it from a human standpoint. People want to just see numbers go up. So I know that my goal is always going to be all-time highs. Okay, now on the daily time frame, I'm going to go ahead and analyze certain setups. Okay. So I can go ahead and see, okay, price has this area of support down here. Okay, price might want to feel this area of support right here. Okay. So waiting for the right time, waiting for pullbacks, it's going to be important. Okay, so we don't want to just buy willy-nilly. Okay, we're going to see, okay, you know, was price want to break this trend line? Okay, if it does, then we know the support wants to get reached. Okay, then you'll see if the support will be held or broken. Okay, if support gets broken, then you're also going to be able to, pull back to the next level. Okay, and you can use your 4-hour and your daily levels. Crypto is also going to have a lot more levels too, because it's 24/7. So, but still, areas of support are going to be valid because you can see this right here. Check it. Look at this area of support all the way over here. Bounced once, came down to the area of support, bounced again. Okay, and then came back a couple months later, bounced again from the same area. Okay, so on crypto, supports can also be extremely powerful and strong in order when making your TA. Yep, and we're always going to be waiting on our 4-hour candle close. So yeah, 4-hour candle close is just going to give us a good jurisdiction, like, you know what, this is a good trade. And you can see the timer all the way to the right and whatever broker you're on too. So yeah. So after that, you can go ahead and see, okay, you know what, price created this ultimate low. Okay, but price doesn't always have to come down to an area of support. Okay, once again, it can stop in an area of resistance. Okay, it can turn resistance to support, and then it can go ahead and bounce. Okay, so plot out your trades neatly. Okay, make sure it's a strong area of resistance that you think is going to be successful. Okay, take this example. This area right here of resistance decided to get broken, and it turned into support right here. Okay, clean. Okay, break and retest, extremely clean. So I could, once again, try to buy at the areas of support below current price, okay, and see if price wants to give me the same bounce. Or I'm looking below current price and marking areas of resistance that are going to be strong and heavy, and seeing if price wants to give me a retest level. Okay, check this out. Area of resistance 1 and resistance 2. Okay, guess what? Price broke out of the resistance over here, break and retest. Okay, and then price continue in the upwards direction. Okay, and same thing over here. After price support mirrored here, all it did was do it again. So support mirror. Okay, price will mimic itself, and it's just about finding the key good reactions. Okay, and that's when the price did it, it decided to blast off. Why? Because when price did it right here, it blasted off. Okay, so just know what you're investing into and know where. Knowing where is going to send you to a different realm. Okay, you're really going to understand what's going on when you know where to get in and where to exit. Okay, those are going to be the two most important things of the risk management when it comes to these charts, is knowing what to get in, knowing what to exit. Okay, you cannot be cooking your trades, holding way too long for no reason. Okay, so that's how you find pullback levels even without the 930 strategy. Okay, or you can wait for an area above current price to be broken, turn it to support. Okay, and that's going to be trading with the flow. Okay, and it's going to be different depending on what your goal is. So if you're trying to hold a cryptocurrency for years, then trading with the flow like that might be different than trading pullbacks. Okay, because you want to be buying at the lows. Okay, you're expecting to hold for years. Okay, so when price is dumping, you should be happy. Okay, but if you're a day trader, option trader, or just a trend trader in general, okay, then you might want to wait for resistance to be broken. So this is support. Okay, make sure you can trust the trade. Okay, and let it rock out. Let it do its thing. All right. Yep, resistances below current price we're going to go ahead and do, because we know resistance can be broken and then turn into support. And then we're also going to do sometimes the supports. Let's check this out. Amazing example on XRP. So right here, as you can see, this low right here got met up with this low right here. Okay, so supports a lot of the times we'll try to meet, especially if it's a bear scenario. Now, will it not break is another question, but a lot of the times Chicago support and certain things like that within the stock exchange is really going to be imperative. Okay, so look at the support, look at the key levels, and make sure everything just makes sense. Okay, so look at the bull. Okay, so bull. Okay, so think of the Chicago Bulls, think of a U. A lot of the time your trade is going to go ahead and look like a U. Okay, it's going to look like a horn. So your sweeps, whether in a downward scenario, okay, the price might try to sweep down, meet the supports, okay, bullhorn down. Or in an upside formation, price might try to meet these areas of support here and then sweep to an upwards direction up here. Okay, so an upwards U. Okay, so price can go up in that direction or go down in a certain direction. Okay, so if it just hit an area of resistance and it's falling in a downwards direction, price might be trying to hit an area of support below current price to try and meet at and then try and bounce again like it's doing here. Or it's going to try and find an area of resistance below current price and try and bounce there due to the fact that resistance can be broken and turn into support. Okay, so it's about catching the flow and just making sure that we're trading the right things properly. Okay, so it'll be trying to bull rush down, okay, to an area of support or resistance just so people can buy it again. Okay, because on the daily time frame, just like we talked about in the beginning, if I zoom out, price is nowhere near where it was like a couple years ago. Okay, 2022, price is at 0.30. Okay, and price now is at 2.8. Okay, really big jump in XRP. Okay, over the course of a couple of years. Okay, so it's just about where you're buying, catching the sweeps, and holding your positions, even though certain things are going to take time. Okay, so let's go and check out this example here. So price once again is going to try and hunt certain areas of supports, just like the other cryptocurrency we just looked at. Price decided to hunt the area of support that was right here and bounce at the area again. Okay, and we are getting some 4-hour closes, so we'll see if it wants to hold. Okay, but in this instance here, you could also wait for an area of support above current price to be invalidated. Okay, so this area of support, and if support below current price gets ran through, or if support below current price gets turned into resistance and then ran through, okay, then that area could be a decent area. Okay, so I get on my 30-minute here, see the strong area of support. Okay, price has the potential, and you could see some support candles here too. Okay. Price has the potential to break above this area and give it a support mirror. Okay, so I call this inverse break and retest, and price can definitely do this too. Let's say it wants to go ahead and fill like the resistance area up here, okay, or even just up here. And then check everything on your higher time frames, so you can see, okay, higher time frame support is obvious here. So if price decides to go up, okay, turn this area of support into support again by inverse break and retesting, that can go ahead and be a valid area to play too. So let's go over that. Okay, so we'll go over some meta. All right, so we can go ahead and see price all the way up here. Okay, price is trying to hunt all-time highs, and we're currently in dumping period. Okay, when you see heavy, aggressive red daily candles like the one right here, then you know price is trying to hunt for a low in order for price to retest, okay, or just find a certain support low and bounce its way back up to certain all-time highs. Okay, check it out. If I zoom all the way out, I look at the daily here. See, over the course of the years, price has just been going in an upwards direction. Okay, flowing. So, knowing that area of resistance above current price, we can go ahead and keep that here. Okay. Why? Because we know price has to break areas of resistance in order to progress. Okay, so I'm going to put that here as my take profit and my goal. Okay. Then from there, put my 4-hour time frame. Okay, and let me look down below current price. Okay, so I can just see the structure here. Okay, I can see price meeting up with this area of support here. And since it is the stock market too, unlike cryptocurrency, I can actually swap over to my 15-minute or 30-minute time frame and use the market open marker indicator. Okay, so I can check out the lows and see if anything does make sense. Okay. So I'm looking at levels below current price, and we're going to see if price wants to bounce at any of these areas potentially. Yeah, we have this level right here. The price decides to go in upwards direction from here. And then price right here. Upwards direction. Have our area of support down here too. And we're going to go on the 5-minute too, make sure everything is clean how it should be. Okay. This area of support makes sense on the 5-minute. This area of support makes sense on the 5-minute. Same thing with here. Okay, so the 15-minute and 5-minute going to give you really clean, accurate entries. Okay. Right here, we got this area of resistance right here. Actually, not support. We're going upward direction. Support right here, lining up with it. Resistance lining up with it over here. We got support right here. Price lining up with that. Resistance right here. The price is falling in a downward direction here. Price here, falling down. Price down here, bouncing upwards direction. Then right here. We got this level here. Okay. And a lot of times I like to wait for a good 4-hour close. So price is kind of starting to bounce at this black line right here, okay, indicating a level. Okay, so if price decides to keep going in an upwards direction, this could be a potential pullback level that's valid. Now, if price decides to break below it and it tries to retest from this level here, that's fine. Okay, it could break this one and try this one, or here, or here, or here. You get the gist. Okay, any of these levels that give you a good 4-hour close and a sweep, or you could even wait for a daily close too for even more safety. Okay, you can go ahead and just plant, buy years out. Okay, depending on your options contracts. Okay, you can buy years out or as many months out as you can, or you could just buy shares. Okay, sit on it, hold, and just hold positions until certain take profits, like let's say all-time highs appear, something like that, for example. Okay, let price do its thing. Let price gain equity, okay, and let your money gain APY by just putting down good profitable trades. Okay. So price could potentially want to hold this area here, okay, especially after this heavy area of dumping in a downwards direction. Okay. So might want to hold here, and something that makes this area more exciting too, I can see on the 4-hour this area of support right here too. Okay, so price decided to make the same area of support here and then blast it in upwards direction. So this area of pullback here could mostly be pretty good. Okay. So when you're doing examples, make sure you're paying attention to key parameters. Okay. Let's go and let's do Palantir. So Palantir here, you know, price is trying to go ahead and chase this all-time highs. Okay. I can go to my 15-minute here. I can look below current price if I wanted to. Or I could look above current price and play the trend continuation, okay, if I wanted to. Or once again, I could look below current price. Okay. Or for pullback, so we got this area here. I'm getting my 5-minute. Make sure I got accurate entries. 930 support here. 930 support here. And we got this area right here. And then price decided to go in upwards direction right here. Okay, so the more lines in the zone, ideally the better. And that zone is going to be pretty strong for the most part. Price bouncing in upwards direction from here. Down here, price bouncing in upwards direction. Price shorted right here. Shorted right here. Bounce in the upwards direction here. Okay. Let's be sure here. Okay. Getting all these reactions down. Resistance here. Yep, support. Okay. Support down there. And like you see right here, sometimes the levels are going to go ahead and correlate. 1, 2 taps of the same level. Okay, the more taps of the level that you see, the better a lot of the times. And the 930 strategy only works for stocks. Cryptocurrency, you got to use your daily 4-hour in your smaller time frames to verify everything normally. Support. And then resistance. Okay. And down here. And then, you know, we can go to current price. Go to our 4-hour time frame. Check out everything. Okay. So I know if price pulls back, honestly, I could just make this one big zone here. So I know if price pulls back to any of these areas, price could potentially give me a good bounce. Okay, price could give me a good bounce to a higher direction. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking for ideally. Okay, so price could come down to this black line, give me a 4-hour close, try and bounce in upwards direction. If not, we could try this zone here, or try this line, or here, or here, or here, or here. Ideally, these are going to be some strong levels we're going to be able to play. Okay, if price decides to go in a downwards direction. Okay. Then from there, we can buy the pullbacks and buy months and weeks out. Yep. So yeah, 4-hour daily, and then 30-minute for crypto, and then time frames for stocks for the market open maker. It'd be like your 4-hour, your daily, and then like the 5-minute. So both of those together, or all of those together, are going to be like an extreme combination. But especially your 4-hour and your daily together is going to be yeah, your 4-hour and your daily together. It's going to give you good combination. Okay. So yeah, we'll stop there.